You were in class when you first learned about the fire. What did you hear and see?
Yeah, so one of my friends is Izzy, and he was right in the area. So he texted me a video, and I was super shocked, obviously. And there wasn't really that much on social media yet. And like, as people were coming into class, like, people were starting to see it on like Facebook Lives, on Twitter. And so we were all just kind of in total shock, especially as it continued to like get worse. And then our professor showed up and she had no idea. And I know that she was like super taken aback because she's actually French. Um, so there was no one really was concentrating during class. Like it was super just, I think everyone was very shocked.
And you said it was so loud as well because you could hear sirens and things.
Yeah, so we had the windows open and like you could just hear like sirens on sirens. And like we are like the school's 30 minutes away, so like they were just like coming from like all directions, and you could hear like a helicopter overhead. So it was like a big deal, obviously, for the whole city.
And you talked about your teacher being French, and especially this was especially shocking to her. What was her reaction? And what about the other kids in the class? How were they reacting?
Yeah, I think most people, it was just like a very general sense of sadness, just because of like the cultural significance of Notre Dame. And I mean, especially for French people who have lived there their whole lives. Um, it's just very sad to see something that's so culturally significant um, go up in flames, obviously.
Yeah. So, have you had a chance to actually see the church since the fire?
Well, no, I haven't seen it since the fire. I plan on probably going sometime this week. Some of my friends went yesterday after we got out of class, and I know that they said it was very somber. People just, like hundreds of people just standing in silence. There were church choirs singing. So it was a very like come together moment for all of Paris for sure.
And you said you had been to the church before.
Yes, yes. I have visited it in the past. I visited it probably a handful of times throughout my time here this semester. Um, and it's so beautiful. I mean, it's sad knowing that like people won't be able to see it in all of its absolute beauty.
I'm so sorry to hear that. So for us, as we're watching, we see these huge flames. It's just unbelievable that this beautiful, beautiful church. Being there, what is it like for you? I mean, could you see the flames? And then you talked about the mood being somber. Could you talk a little bit more about the mood and when you first saw the video, what that was like for you?
Yeah, we didn't see like necessarily any like flames or like smoke by where we were. But I know just like I came home on the metro, and the metro line that I'm on like has stops that you can get off and see Notre Dame, and those were all closed. Um, so it was just kind of like a very somber mood on the metro as well. But I just think that um, especially watching like we were watching like the Facebook Live in class, and like just continuously seeing it get worse was what I really think was so impactful, because at first when it happened we were like, okay, like I'm sure they'll put it out, and then you just saw it get worse, and especially when the spire fell, like absolutely so sad.
Lena, what do you expect it to be like today in class and around the city?
Yeah, I do think that like it'll definitely still have a pretty somber mood. I'm assuming that probably a lot of people will be in the Notre Dame area, probably wanting to see um, the remains. But I think in class, like, I'm sure we'll talk about it again, um, for sure.